What's up? What's up? What's up? Despite the ugly rain outside, it's a beautiful day to talk sports. I'm Dayon Dunlap, one half of In the Game here on KYND 1520 Radio. And if you're listening right now, I want to start off the show by telling you thank you for listening, but also don't just stop but listening. Also, like us on our Facebook page, KYND Radio. Also, Twitter, KYND Radio. Any social media platform that you on. Can't forget YouTube as well. So our shows also are posted on YouTube if you want to watch them in full. That way, if you want to put a face with the voice. Again, I'm Dayon Dunlap, one half of In the Game. But the talk of sports right now is still Kyrie Irving. Will he be traded? A video surfaced about a week ago where Stephen Curry kind of heckling LeBron, and Kyrie was in the video kind of doing what they're calling the LeBron challenge, where he posted a video kind of dancing. So kind of making fun of him on that. And just I'm hearing a lot of possible destinations do the Cavaliers may hold on to Kyrie, um, with the possibility of maybe landing someone like a DeMarcus Cousins if New Orleans doesn't start winning. So I'm just interested, man. Houston, if you're listening, let me know what you guys think, man. Don't hesitate to call and join the conversation. The number is 832-230-5592. But I'm glad football season is back, man. Football season is definitely back. Cowboys had their first preseason game this past Thursday in the Hall of Fame game, in which last night Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, was inducted to the Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Jerry Jones. Also, Kurt Warner, LaDainian Thompson, who was from Texas as well, Terrell Davis, a few other people. But football is back, not just NFL, college football is right around the corner as well. Can't wait for that. Houston Cougars are getting ready. They started practice, so I'm actually excited about that, man. I think they're going to have a really, really, really good season. Kyle Allen, who was a five-star quarterback, five-star rated quarterback coming out of high school, originally committed to Texas A&M, then played there a couple of years and then transferred to the University of Houston. Sat out last year, but he's available now after sitting out, so he will be the starting quarterback for University of Houston. Can't wait to see what he's doing. They have receivers coming back. Linnell Bonner, also Linnell Bonner and Dunbar as well. Also have good running backs coming back. I'm excited. Major Applewhite, he's not a stranger to college football. He played at the University of Texas, also coached there, been around. So he's a good offensive mind. I'm kind of glad that University of Houston gave him the job and give him the opportunity to show what he can do at the head coaching position. But also returning on the defensive side, can't forget Ed Oliver, Houston's own from Houston. We also have a lot of good players returning from Houston, man. The linebacker, it's a lot of good players. I can't wait to see the season. But also not just in Houston, man. We got to talk about high school football starting up September 1st as well. And it's a lot of talent in Houston. Starting at Lamar High School, they have Anthony Cook, a quarterback rated at number 37 in the ESPN top 300 players. They also have Deshaun Jameson, another cornerback rated 93 in the top 300 players. Also, you have Keandre Coburn is at Westfield High School. He's rated number 52. So I'm excited, man. It's a lot of talent here in the city. And it's like a hashtag that Houston Cougars are doing, which is do it for the city. So you guys are being recruited. I'm actually a student at the University of Houston, so I got to help recruit, man. So if you guys listening, man, why not stay home and join Ed Oliver and them other boys we have on the defensive side or offensive side, whichever position you may, and do it for the city, because we've showed, Houston Cougars have showed that they can compete at the top level with the in top power conference schools. Like last year, they beat OU, also beat Louisville. The year before that, they beat Florida State in the Peach Bowl game. So they showed that we definitely should be in the Power 5 conference, and we also can get you to the next level. We had a few players drafted in this past couple of drafts as well, starting with William Jackson a couple years ago. Then you had Brandon Wilson, Howard Wilson, a few players, man. So if you're listening, man, definitely consider Houston Cougars, man. I think their program is definitely on the rise. But also, man, going on in the world of sports today, it was Team Africa actually played against the world team. So it was a basketball game. It started in 2015, and it's like a world team of NBA players from around the world. Then you have a team Africa, who are players who were born in Africa, from the likes of Victor Oladipo, Serge Ibaka, the kid at Philadelphia. His name skips my mind right now. Here, Joel Embiid. So a lot of good players. Luol Deng as well. So it was good to see a little bit of that game showcasing basketball is steady globalizing all over the world. I think it may be, if it isn't already, the biggest sport in the world. I think soccer may be because it's already globalized, but I think basketball is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let me know, man, what you guys think. Don't hesitate to call in 832-230-5592. But I also can't forget to talk about the Houston Rockets, man. Chris Paul joined James Harden and Bobby Brown and played in the Drew League, which is a summer league. If you guys are unfamiliar with it, it's located in Los Angeles. One of the biggest summer leagues in the summer, or in the world, as I should say. And they posted a couple of videos where they also played. They played like some pickup games. So I can't really wait to see what they have in store for the Houston Rockets and how they will be able to coexist with each other, man. I think it's going to be good. A lot of people are still speculating. They don't really see how, because you have two ball dominant players. But you not only do you have two ball dominant players, you have two really smart basketball players, and especially with Chris Paul, which if you've been listening to the show, I kind of talked about it already. I think the addition of Chris Paul will be successful because his ability to make plays late in the game and let James Harden play off the ball and focus primarily on scoring, in which he's just one of the best scorers in the NBA. So I can't wait to see what they have in store. Also, Carmelo Anthony finally came out and made a statement in which he said he really didn't say too much. We're just kind of saying that right now he's a New York Knick, and he really don't have too much to say in basketball because he was at a tournament, TNT tournament, which is a $2 million, another summer league tournament. So, I just can't wait to see. I do think that Houston should make another move before, in order to compete with the likes of Golden State. Although right now I would have them probably the second best team in the West, because I think they have a little more. I think they have a little more firepower than the Spurs, because the Spurs probably really mainly just have Kawhi Leonard. They mainly just have Kawhi Leonard and also LaMarcus Aldridge, but they have the best coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich. But speaking of Kawhi Leonard, the GOAT, Michael Jordan, came out and said that Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player in the NBA. Best two-way player in the NBA. He also said he still ranks Kobe ahead of LeBron. He said he likes 5 rings more than 3. You guys, what you guys think, man? Don't hesitate to call me, join the conversation. 832-230-5592. Me personally, I would agree with that assessment of Kawhi Leonard being the best two-way player in the NBA. Earlier in the season, last year, I would have had that crown to LeBron, but I think LeBron kind of took a step back defensively. He's not as good defensively as he was when he first came as he's been throughout the past years, but he still is really good, but he's just not as good as he has been. And Kawhi, every night, Kawhi draws the best offensive player on the opposing team and guards him, whether it's from Steph Curry to Kevin Durant to Klay Thompson, whoever's hot, he will go out and give him his best effort. Not to mention, he carries the Spurs every year. Not every year, offensively throughout the entire year. And I think he's without a doubt the best two-way player in the NBA. I can't really make an argument for anyone else. I think LeBron is still right there, but Kawhi brings it every night. I've seen Kawhi actually rip Stephen Curry. I don't know how many players you see in the NBA actually buckle down defensively and rip Stephen Curry and go down to finish. So I actually see him competing on the defensive end. And to me, defensive is all about competing, and it's all about really pride. It's taking pride of stopping your man from scoring on you, and Kawhi Leonard does that every night. Also carries his team on the offensive end, and he got better every single year throughout his entire career. His points totals average points per game increased every year. He's become an elite 3-point shooter. So I think he has a complete game. We heard the likes of Reggie Miller say we're covering the game. I've heard him say you're looking at the best complete basketball player on both sides of the floor. Charles Barkley gloats about him, saying he's the second best player in the world. So man, I will agree that with the assessment of Kawhi being the best two-way player in the NBA right now at the moment. Also, I'm not sure I agree with Michael Jordan on the assessment of Kobe being a better player than LeBron. Now, in certain aspects of Kobe Bryant's game, it is better than LeBron. Now, I cannot doubt that, and I won't doubt it. I will speak the truth. Like scoring-wise, mentality as far as getting the bucket and not losing confidence inside of a game. I think Kobe has that. But just all-around basketball game, from basketball IQ to make your teammates better, from passing the ball, even defensively, I would give that knock to LeBron. But the championship mentality, you can't knock that. He has 5 rings, in which 3 of those he wasn't the best player on his team, which Shaquille O'Neal was, but the other 2 he was, in which he won back-to-back MVPs those other 2 years for those rings. Man, I mean, you can't knock that. You can't knock the rings, but it's just kind of baffles me when players get to talking the rings when you're talking about all-around player or better player, because it's some players who have more rings but can't even compare to the talent of a LeBron over Kobe Bryant. So rings isn't all you have. We have a caller coming in. Just call right now. Mark, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. How you doing, my brother? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing, Mark. I'm doing well. Thank you for calling. What's going on?
Yeah, you know the rings. You're right, because look at Robert Horry, how many rings he got.
Exactly.
You set that example. But what I want to say something about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. That's one thing you can say about these two fellas. When they were on the court, they stopped a whole lot of fellas from getting some rings.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I can tell you that right now.
Yes,
and
sir.
when it comes to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, I would have to give it up for Kobe Bryant. Even though Kobe Bryant was a rivalry. You know, I didn't too much like him, but he was a good player. He will sit your behind down in your own stadium.
Mm-hmm. He had that killer instinct.
That's what he did. He did that, people. We have to give him his cards. He did that. So he's a good player. You can put him up there with Michael Jordan, because he stopped a lot of folks from getting some rings, just like Michael Jordan did. LeBron James didn't, because we can see he left and went from Cleveland to Miami, then went back to Miami, came to Cleveland. So he didn't really start. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that assessment as well. That Kobe is most definitely one of the best players, but just all around game, I still personally give that knock to LeBron. But everything you said, I agree with Kobe as far as him stopping players from getting rings and just having that whole mentality of just scoring and being great at what he does. He never really got outside of himself. His mindset was shoot it, don't think. Regardless, if he missed 10, he think he'll make his next 10. So, I mean, I applaud Kobe for that. But I have one question for you before we let you go. What you think about Kyrie Irving requesting a trade from the Cavaliers? You think that's smart to want to leave LeBron, or you think he should kind of wait it out?
No, that's a smart move, because remember, LeBron James left too now.
Right.
And he left. So now let Kyrie Irving go and do for another team, and then boost that other team up and get his fame just like LeBron James did. He can do that. If you look at that championship against Golden State Warriors, if it was not for Kyrie Irving, they wouldn't have had that.
I agree.
They wouldn't have had that. I don't care what nobody say. You can say what you want to say, people, but no, you would have. But I can tell you right now, I go back to Kobe Bryant. If he was on the court, if he had the ball in his hand, him or Michael Jordan, that's a done deal. I don't care how you look at it.
You're right, and that's one good point. That's one good point you made. Kyrie is in that conversation of being a closer like a Kobe Bryant, so you definitely have a point there. But you can't just say they wouldn't have had it without Kyrie, because LeBron did most of the work and carrying them, getting them to that point for Kyrie to finish. So it's a 2-point thing. You have a point, but you can't diminish what LeBron did to get him to that point.
Yeah, but let me say this here though. Even though you want to put it that way, but I'm a different spin. LeBron James can score 44, 50 points a game.
Yeah.
all depends on who steps up.
Yeah, in that
that's
closing
what
moments.
We talk about the Rockets. We talk about all these teams who step up. Kyrie Irving
Yeah.
stepped up. He stepped up that game, and they won that game against Golden State. That was a big, huge moment.
I agree with that. And I think that definitely gave Kyrie that just that mindset of like, I'm here now, I've arrived. But one thing that I can make sense out of it, because LeBron will be a free agent after this year, so I can see if Kyrie is unsure with LeBron and don't really want to wait till LeBron make up his mind. He like, oh, let me take my future in my own hands. Let me get up out of here before you make a decision. You wait around and Kyrie be stuck in Cleveland. So, I mean, I think that may be smart, but I don't know if I would want to leave guaranteed getting to the finals and competing for a championship.
Chris Paul been doing it. He done done it. He done it, what, 4 or 5 times, huh? Well, I ain't going to say that many, but I know about 2 or 3 or 4, at least 3.
Yeah.
But so I think that, and don't give Chris Paul, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good, but you got to get people to play around you that wants to play with you. And I think that a lot of players will play around Kyrie Irving, and then you give Kyrie Irving that ball at the end.
He gonna bring you home.
There you go. You got to bring it on. He got to bring it on. He's the type of player that I look at. Steph Curry. See, Steph Curry is the type of player. He at the end of the game or when they down, he comes in for about 2 or 3 minutes, people, and explode and go right back to the bench and don't worry about nothing else.
Yeah.
And then when you bring it back in, he shoots some old awkward shots and some incredible shots and doing all kind of stuff, and it just makes it look like, hey, y'all do your job, but let me come in. When I come in, I'll try to see what I can do and pick the dirt up. That's what I think Kyrie Irving should go out and do for a team. I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think so too. But thank you. I really, really appreciate your call, Mark. Thank you for calling in, man. Call in anytime you get ready. For those of you listening, you agree with some of Mark's points or you disagree, call in and join the conversation. 832-230-5592. Yeah, I mean, most of what Mark was saying, I agree with, without a doubt. Kyrie is definitely one of the best finishers, but like I'm reading one of the comments that I have. Because I also stream live on social media on Facebook and Instagram as well. So if you're on those, search KYND Radio, you'll be able to put my face with my voice. But on one of the comments is saying like, it's crazy. Why go somewhere why go somewhere to be the man and lose? I mean, because that's a good point. Because wherever Kyrie may go, whoever may have enough assets to land Kyrie, most likely they're going to be a losing team because they're not going to trade him to a good enough team to. I don't know if he's good enough right now to. No one in the NBA is carrying a team by themselves and winning far. Russell Westbrook did it last year with very little help, but he only made it to the first round of the playoffs. So, I mean, I wouldn't really consider that a successful season because you play it to win championships. He won the MVP, but no one will figure. Well, I don't really know him, but assuming Russell Westbrook is playing the game for championships, not individual awards. Now I know he loves his MVP award, but if he can get some more help over there like he got now with Paul George, or maybe if they can land a Carmelo and he can actually compete for a championship, I think he would much rather that than his individual success. So that's what kind of threw me a loop. Kyrie, I know he wants rings, but you guaranteed to get it to the championship right now in the East online alongside of LeBron James. And then just keep in mind, LeBron James is going to give you the reins if he stay in Cleveland the next 1 or 2 years anyway, take a complete backseat to you, Kyrie. But Kyrie, much respect to you, man. I think it's you show much heart and really wanting to put your career in your own hands. But we're going to take a quick break. Again, if you're listening, don't hesitate to call us at 832-230-5592. Join the conversation. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the new show, Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams.
Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND?
Les Brown.
On KYND, you have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Rushion McDonald.
Show some love. Show some love. We're trying to make it sound big up in this joint.
Access the power at KYNDradio.com.
Hi, I'm Kira Junior Spates.
Hey, and I'm Tasha Evans, guys. We're so excited about our first annual Cures Hope Foundation 5K Run Walk for sickle cell to be incredibly well. Don't be the one, whatever you do, don't be the one that misses us. September 16th, guys, 8 a.m. We'll be out at Sugarland, Oyster Creek Park. Just thousands of runners here.
Yes, it is. Join us and thousands of runners as we celebrate the lives of people who's suffering from sickle cell disease. Listen, go to cureshope.org and register today. We're going to see you on the 16th.
16th.
In a world where the divorce rate is at an all-time high, we're here to offer you real-life relationship advice to help you navigate to and through your marriage.
Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour with our new show,
Sitting with the Suttons, where we're all about strengthening our community by making marriage great again. Find us on Facebook at Tristan and Cece. Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour, Sitting with the Suttons.
Sitting with the Suttons. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
Hi, I'm Morris Parsons, and
I'm Tracy L. James. And I'm Alexis Moore.
and we're here at KYND Radio, and we're inviting you to connect to the power. KYNDradio.com. It's your place to be. You're not here yet?
Welcome back to KYND Radio. I'm Dayon Dunlap, one half of In the Game. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3. If you're just now joining us, I kicked off the show. Really happy about football being back from high school to college. And just speaking of college football, man, Houston Cougars back practicing right now. The media day, they had Matthew Adams, who was a senior linebacker, who had a really good season last year, who I assume will be drafted. He has another good season and be healthy. Also returning on the defensive end, they have safety Gary Davis, also other safety Khalil Williams. A lot of good returning defensive players on the other side of the ball. You still have number 41 as well coming back on the other side, my other linebacker. So a lot of good returning my Houston Cougars, because I am a Houston Cougar student right now. But also, man, I also was talking about the Summer League, the Drew League. But if you're just now joining us, it's a Summer League in Houston hosted by No Excuses Foundation, who I want to give a shout out to No Excuses Foundation, who's given me the opportunity to actually perfect my craft. For those that want to know a little bit about me, I'm a student at the University of Houston studying in broadcast journalism. And the No Excuses Foundation, Casey Williams, actually gave me the opportunity to do like sideline reporting or post-game interviews after the games during the Summer League. And the games are Monday and Wednesdays at the Fundy. If you're from Houston, I know you've heard of the Fundy. If you've heard of basketball, they have some likes of Moses Malone and a whole bunch of famous Houston players playing in that league. But that league, No Excuses Summer League, has some really, really good players and really good games. Last Wednesday, top two undefeated teams. I think it's Flight 713. Enough said, both were undefeated, in which Flight 713 has Jonathan Simmons, a Houston native, also a Houston Cougar alumni, and formerly played for the San Antonio Spurs. Now just got a good contract playing for the Orlando Magic. He was on that team, led that team, but they actually took the loss on a team who had Myron, a.k.a. The Show. He's from Houston. He's playing overseas. Also, they were led by Montrezl Harrell, who finished with 20 rebounds and 11 assists and actually scored the last 5 points, 3 from the free throw line, and a dunk to seal that game. It was a highly, highly competitive game. So if you're looking for some good action, good basketball here in the Houston area, come out to the Fun D on Mondays and Wednesdays. Ton of professional players, some playing from overseas, other players who are in the NBA, maybe whether it be the D League or playing overseas. So it's definitely some good competition. And it's a good crowd coming out as well. So it's every Monday and every Wednesday. Some really, really good teams. Actually, No Excuses, one of their teams, Competitive Choice, won it last year. And I think they may have lost one game. So they have a really good team as well. So come out today. But speaking a little bit more about football season. I'm sorry. I'm just reading a couple of comments. Again, if you're just now joining, we're also streaming live on Facebook. Just search KYND Radio, or you can follow us on Twitter, KYND Radio. One of the comments are saying, "Are you going to light the scoreboard up though with the new coach?" Yeah, I think Houston Cougars. I think they will light up the scoreboard on the offensive side. I think the offense will be a little better. I think it will be a little better. Even though Greg Ward had a fantastic career and he was electrifying both through the air and on the ground, I think Kyle Allen's a more precision, more elite passer, and I think he will put more points on the board through the air. And I think Duke Catalan, who's transferred from Texas last year in his first full year here playing for Houston, I think he will have a better year on the ground because Greg Ward, he was a great player, but he ran the ball a lot as well from the quarterback position. But I think Kyle Allen alone going to with the addition, well, not the addition, he came back. Dunbar, who I mentioned earlier, number 88. Stephen Dunbar, then you have Linnell Bonner. And I'm expecting them to have a really good year from the receiving core. Linnell Bonner and Stephen Dunbar was on the watch list as potentially one of the best wide receiver duos in the nation. So I think Major Applewhite will do a great job calling plays. He was the offensive coordinator last year under Tom Herman. So I think he will continue to excel on the offensive side. But Ed Oliver, man, I can't wait to see this guy in his sophomore season. Last year, he just took the college football by storm, and I've been seeing a lot of rankings throughout the summer, him ranking him either number 1 or top 5 in different lists, mostly number 1 and number 2 in returning football player, and he's only a true sophomore. So he did most of his damage as a true freshman from the defensive tackle position, actually from Houston. So with all these recruits out of Houston that I mentioned earlier, from Anthony Cook at Lamar High School, you got Keandre Coburn, who's out of Westfield High School. Lamar High School also has Deshaun Jameson. If you guys are listening, man, why not follow Ed Oliver and do it for the city? So, it's a lot of talent right here in Houston, but why not stay in your hometown and compete for a team? And I know you guys want to get the next level. Houston has showed that they are putting kids at the next level. But, yeah, Ed Oliver, man, just talk a little bit about him. I don't have his stats in front of me, but he dominated a lot of games from the defensive position. So I can't wait to see what he has in store for his second season, man. I predict he will be a top 10, maybe even a top 5 pick whenever he does come out, if he comes out after his junior year. But he also has his brother on the offensive line as well. Can't forget to shout him out, and everyone on the Houston Cougars. But again, man, join the conversation, man. Call me 832-230-5592. We have another caller on the line, Big Jeff.
Yeah, hey, my man, what's going on?
Big Jeff, what's going on? Good to hear from you again. What's going on?
Man. Good to hear from you, too, man. Oh, man, just, taking care of that honey-do list today.
Okay. What made you call in today?
All right, man, I want to talk to you about Isaiah Thomas, man, made a comment on, I think it was Shannon Sharp's show.
Undisputed.
Yeah, Undisputed.
Okay.
And it's something that made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
He said LeBron was better than LeBron is better than Jordan.
He said
right?
Isaiah Thomas said LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah. He said LeBron. He didn't say he was. He said LeBron
was. Okay.
Yeah. He said it based on. Okay. He said him and Jordan and players like him went through college.
Mm-hmm.
They had the great college coaches teaching them and tweaking them,
right,
getting them ready for the NBA. He say, but James, on the other hand, came straight from high school into the professional leagues, and look at what he done accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Just on his sheer athletic ability and with all he done learned and obtained on his own.
Right.
Which he does have 7 NBA final appearances
consecutively.
Right. In his 14 years of playing in the National Basketball Association. Which he made a whole lot of sense on that. But however, on the other hand, I got to go with MJ, man. MJ, I never.
Okay. I was wondering which way you was gonna go. I was wondering what makes you go with Jordan.
Oh man, I just never seen a guy with that type of talent and ability. You know, besides Dr. J. Dr. J was good, but I think Jordan took it to another level.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion,
he
just took it to another level, man. This guy was a phenomenal basketball player I ever seen.
Yeah, in the NBA right now, who would you compare to Jordan? It's funny, though, before you answer that question, I remember where I was at in 1998 when I watched Jordan cross over Russell and hit that game-winning shot. I remember sitting right in front of my grandmother's big screen TV and watching Michael Jordan hit that jump shot. But in the game right now, or either ask who you think is compared close to Michael Jordan, or would you agree with Michael Jordan's assessment of Kawhi Leonard being the best two-way player in the NBA?
Well, I have to go with LeBron James.
LeBron
right now, yeah, he you know, to me, right now, is the best player. You know, now Kobe gone, and LeBron, he just.
I mean, I agree. LeBron's the best player in the NBA, but on both sides, like offensively and defensively. Now, LeBron's versatility defensively, I think, trumps Kawhi's. But next season, even last season, I think LeBron just took a little bit of a step back defensively. He really didn't guard too many of the best players on each team like he did in previous years. Now, previous years before last year, then I would agree LeBron's the best two-way player. Also, Jordan said that LeBron is better than Kobe Bryant. He said he likes 5 rings more than 3. Would you agree with that assessment of Kobe being better than LeBron?
I think everybody. Well, Kobe really good. I mean, his offensive techniques and defensive, but. Well, yeah. I mean, I would go with Kobe. You know, over
Kobe LeBron
on the offense, pushing the ball and his crossover skills. You know, I would have to go with Kobe because that big tall guy, man. Well, then if you ever seen Magic Johnson play, you know, I mean, like, hey, Magic or Kobe, I would have to go with Magic. 6'9" point guard. You that in the game.
Oh well, LeBron is the most closest thing to Magic that we have. 6'8" with that size, and LeBron really plays the point guard position. And he's one of the best passers. Has one of the best basketball IQs. So I'm surprised with that analogy you just used as far as Magic being ahead of Kobe, but you don't say LeBron is ahead of Kobe because LeBron's a better playmaker than Kobe, but Kobe is. No, without question, the better scorer. You cannot even. It's no debating. Kobe Bryant's a much better pure scorer than LeBron, but all around game, I think I would give that knock to LeBron. Even though Kobe has 5 championships, but I'm not taking into account the championships because he got people like Robert or he have plethora of championships, but are not better player than Kobe or LeBron.
Right. I agree with you on every aspect. You know, I mean, it's hard to really pinpoint who's the best because in different categories,
right,
perform better.
All right. Well, yeah, man, I thank you definitely for calling in, Big Jeff. It was good to hear from you again, man. Big Jeff, I know you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, search KYND Radio. Make sure you like our page, and you can see my face with my voice and share the video, man. We'll definitely have your call on there as well. So I thank you for calling in.
All right, man. I sure will.
All right, have a good one. I mean, I agree with Big Jeff. Had a lot of good points. He had a lot of good points. Although I may disagree a little bit about LeBron and Kobe. Even though Kobe is great. I'm not taking nothing away from Kobe. Just Kobe, from the two guard position, Kobe gives you everything that you would want from the two guard position. But all around basketball, I may have to go with LeBron. But again, if you agree or disagree with me or any of my opinions, don't hesitate to call 832-230-5592. But just continuing to talk on sports in basketball, I gotta bring up Lonzo Ball and his father LeVar Ball, even his little brother LaMelo Ball. I was reading a couple stories. They were saying Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball are becoming two of the most hated basketball players, all because of what their father is doing. And their father really just being boisterous and just making outlandish comments when asked. But I think now he's just doing that really just for the media and for the publicity, and it's working. The media feeds off of asking him crazy questions like, can you beat Michael Jordan one-on-one? Can you beat Charles Barkley one-on-one? And him being smart and what he is, he's saying yes. And that's only giving him more spotlight and more publicity to build his brand and to build his fame, because right now you can make an argument that he may be more famous than his sons. But, I mean, I love LeVar Ball from the aspect of being a really good father, how it seems his kids are really good. They're all good students. You haven't heard anything about them getting in trouble, college. And I like the personality from Lonzo Ball, how much different he is than his father. He seems more like a quiet, more humble guy. But on the court, he does his thing, so you can't really knock his talent. So, I mean, from everything LeVar has done, I know we've talked about it numerous times on the show. I salute him wanting to start his own brand and having the courage to do it, and not really just signing to a Nike, Adidas, or the easy way out. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Nike started from somewhere. Adidas started from somewhere. Under Armour started from somewhere. Why not start with your own company? Because as individual people, we are the brand. The brand really doesn't make you. So I think it's a good job what he's doing with starting this Big Baller brand. Although I can't afford them, because he said if you can't afford them, then you're not a big baller. I may not be a big baller, but I definitely will support you guys. I may have to order me a Big Baller T-shirt or something, man. Just show the support, because we support all of these other name brands. Let's support people that look like us. And LeVar, man, I salute you for that, for having the courage to do that. But he was in the headlines recently for making some comments. Well, because recently, before I tell the story, he took his team, his AAU team. He also coaches his son LaMelo in the summer basketball. He coaches their summer team, and they're called Big Ballers. But he took his team off of the court because he was arguing with the referees about bad calls or what have you. So it actually took his team off of the court. So and maybe like a week later, or the next week, they were in the Adidas tournament, which is a really big tournament, in which actually LaMelo played against another top recruit, Zion Williams, and it was streamed live on Facebook, and it had over 1 million watchers. And this is high school basketball in the summertime. So I don't know if that's a LeVar effect or what, but in that tournament, he actually threatened to take his team off the floor again. Instead, he didn't. Adidas actually stepped in and replaced a female referee with a male referee. And it was kind of questionable after that. People was like, what are you doing? You kind of pointing blame, like saying to the female referee. And he made comments, I don't have exact quotes, and he was like, she should have been doing her job or doing a good job or whatever. But I don't know, I think that was questionable. I think Adidas kind of dropped the ball on that one. But at the same time, look at all the money they're making. And I know LeVar Ball and his team is bringing in revenue as well. So I think Adidas took an account of, well, we have probably the most anticipated team, most watched team. People are coming in to watch it. And if we lose this team to this tournament, they're most likely or could potentially lose most of the fans to come in and watch them. So although I disagree with taking the referee off the court, I think LeVar, I can't really blame LeVar. He's just doing what he do from a coach's perspective and the dad perspective. But Adidas, man, that's a bad job. But if you guys don't know anything about LeVar Ball, if you do, you have any comments on him, call me, 832-230-5592. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we be back, I'll continue this talk on sports. You're listening to In the Game on KYND Radio.
Hi, I'm Morris Parsons, and
I'm Tracy L. James. And I'm Alexis Moore.
And we're here at KYND Radio, and we're inviting you to connect to the power. KYNDradio.com. It's your place to be. You're not here yet?
If you want to do it right, you can do it right now. You can change your life.
Elevate your week with me, Zakia Larry of Zakia Larry Live, every Monday at 10 a.m. on KYND 1520 a.m.
Calling all side hustlers, business owners, and full-time entrepreneurs. It's time for your breakthrough. If you've been struggling with the frustration of how to get unstuck in your industry, then you must join us at KYND Studios as we present the Breakthrough Business Brunch. At the brunch, you'll find answers to those pesky problems all new side hustlers and full-time entrepreneurs face when starting, running, and growing a new business. Join us on Sunday, August 13th at 1 p.m. and register for the Breakthrough Business Brunch today at bit.ly/breakthrough brunch. Your breakthrough is now.
We are so excited at KYND to have back the hit show Do What I Say featuring Dr. Polly Heil Neely. Doc, tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, we're a holistic healthcare clinic. We do everything holistic at Abundant Health and Wellness Clinic, and that's located at 323 East Main Street in downtown Humble, Texas. Or you can call us 281-312-2860.
Tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on KYND.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the news show Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 15
Matters. We're listening.
What's up? Welcome back. I'm Dayon Dunlap, one half of In the Game. Again, if you just joined us, we're just having another sports conversation. It's always a good time to talk sports. And talking sports right now, NFL is back in action. Headlines right now with Colin Kaepernick still unsigned. Rumor has it that Baltimore may be interested. Also, Miami may be interested. Both teams have a starting quarterback. Both are injured. What do you think a better fit? Will he get signed? I think the Dolphins leaning more likely towards Jay Cutler, who is unsigned, in which their head coach, Adam Gase, was Jay Cutler's offensive coordinator, I think 2 years ago, so there's a familiarity there. I think it may be a good fit wherever, if Jay Cutler will go there or Colin Kaepernick. They both have good weapons on the outside, Miami and Baltimore. But I just asked the question to my social media following, because if you're just now joining, we're also broadcasting live on social media. I'm streaming live from my Instagram. You can follow me on Dayon, Dayon, DLAP, DLAP. Follow me. But the question that I asked them was, who do you think will have a better season? Houston, Texas, or the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, it's a rival between Houston and Dallas. For me personally, I'm from Dallas. I root for the Dallas Cowboys, but I don't root against the Houston Texans unless they're playing the Cowboys, because the Houston Texans are in the AFC, Cowboys in the AFC, so there's no contrast in between of why I should root against the Houston Texans. Although I do think the Cowboys will have a better season. Not being biased or a biased Cowboy fan, I think we have a little bit more, a little bit more talent on the offensive side of the ball, and we have a better quarterback, which is the most important position outside of the offensive line on the football field. So I would expect the Cowboys to have a better season, because we have we're sure what our quarterback is going to give us. Ezekiel Elliott, our offensive line, then from the receiving corps, from Dez Bryant to J.C. Whitten to Cole Beasley, and so on and so on. And Houston, Texas wide receiver Kyle Fuller, second-year receiver, actually broke his collarbone in practice a couple of days ago. But I think they will miss him for sure, because he's one of their home run threats. But they still have good receivers like Jalen Strong, who they drafted 2 years ago, I think in the second or third round out of Arizona State. You also have Braxton Miller, who they drafted last year out of Ohio State. But all the talk is around Deshaun Watson. It is a talk around is Deshaun Watson. Will he be the starter? I've been hearing reports he's always the first in, the first out. But you just had DeAndre Hopkins endorse Tom Savage as a starter and says he really thinks Tom Savage has a lot what it takes. And I do think they will give Tom Savage the opportunity to win that starting job. And I think he will start the regular season unless Deshaun Watson just lights it up in the preseason, kind of like Dak did last year. Then I think they will be forced to hand the reins over to Deshaun Watson. But on the defensive side of the ball, the Houston Texans are much, much better than the Dallas Cowboys. So I will give them the knock on the defensive side of the ball. Without their best player last year, J.J. Watt, they still ranked the number one defense in the NFL, led by Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless. They lost one of their best corners, A.J. Bouye, to Jacksonville, but they have a first-round draft pick from last year or maybe the year before, Kevin Johnson, stepping up in that spot. Still have Kareem Jackson, Brian Cushing, Whitney Merciless, if I didn't mention him already. So I think that defense definitely will be stout. Still have Lamar Miller in the backfield as well. They drafted Deontay Foreman, running back out of University of Texas, who actually won the Doak Walker Award for the best running back in the nation last year, even though you had all those good running backs in college football, from Leonard Fournette to Dalvin Cook to Christian McCaffrey and all those other names. But with that being said, I think offense wins games, defense wins championship. Can Houston Texans offense win enough games to get them to the position where their defense can bring them a championship? I'm unsure if they can do that. I think, for me personally, I would give Deshaun Watson, just because that's your future. You drafted him in the first round to be your future. You traded up spots actually to go get him, so you gave up a couple picks to grab him. You will be able to see what he'll do in the preseason. I just think he's a natural-born winner. You look at what he did at Clemson, his career, made it to back-to-back national championships, and when he played his both games against the best defense in college football, Alabama, who puts out NFL prospects every year on the defensive side, who mainly go in to be stars in the NFL. And he had his best game back-to-back years against that. Then he won it this last year. I just think he's a natural born winner. I think he has that leader qualities like a Dak. I think he's a natural born leader. I just think he has that it factor. I really do think he has. I can't wait to see him in the preseason. But I'm unsure if what he'll do. I think that defense will be really good. I think it'll be even better adding J.J. Watt. I think he's been saying he's healthy. And they will have, I think they have maybe a trio of pass rushers with J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, and Jadeveon Clowney. So all three of those guys can line up anywhere on the front, from the inside to the outside. Brian Cushing, if he can stay healthy. Their secondary, if they can have another good year, I think their defense will be a force to be reckoned with. Also, I think Deontay Foreman would do a good job of taking the load off Lamar Miller. I think they overused him so much last season, whether it's handing the ball out the backfield. I think he kind of wore down, and he wasn't really healthy going into the postseason. So I think Deontay Foreman possibly could spare him a lot and help him a lot. I just reading one comment from one of my social media saying they agree with Deshaun Watson should be a starter and could be a star. Yeah, I agree with that. Houston, man, if you're listening right now, don't hesitate to call 832-230-5592. Let me know what you guys think. Are you big on Deshaun Watson, or do you think Tom Savage should be the starter? I don't know, man. I think DeAndre Hopkins is in a contract year, so I think he will be looking to ball out. And just look at what he's been able to do throughout his career without a good quarterback. He hasn't really had one, from Brock Osweiler to, before that, Brian Hoyer to Brandon Weeden, and he's still been able to put up really, really good numbers. So if you give him a consistent quarterback and someone he can build with, I don't see why you wouldn't want to go with Deshaun Watson. And I mean, how bad can he play? Brock Osweiler was so bad last year, even though they gave him all that money, and they still made it to the playoffs. But the division, I think, is going to be tough. Well, it's not going to be tough. I think it will be better. You have a lot of young talent from Tennessee with Marcus Mariota, DeMarco Murray, and their whole squad. And you got Jacksonville with adding Leonard Fournette to their run game. I think he will do for them what Ezekiel Elliott did in his rookie season from the running back position. They also have Jalen Ramsey on the other side, who they drafted last year on the defensive side. Miles Jack. Then you got Andrew Luck, who's coming off a shoulder injury, but I would consider him the best quarterback in that division. So having him alongside T.Y. Hilton, Moncrief, and their weapons that they have, I still have Houston the favorite to win their division. But the Cowboys division, NFC East, what I think may be one of the best in the NFL. I think it got so much better. Everyone in the division got better from Washington. Even though they lost 2,000-yard receivers, they added another one, Terrell Pryor, coming over from Cleveland. I think he will have a really good year. They also have Josh Dotson out of TCU, who they drafted in their first-round draft pick last year, and Jamison Crowder, who led them in receiving touchdowns last year. They also have their tight end, I want to say Reed, as well. So I think they will be good. But Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, man. I'm glad he's in our division because he's shown he hasn't really had the ability to win the big game. So I think Dallas will be better than them. Also, the New York Giants. That's the team that scares me the most inside the NFC East, being a Cowboy fan, because they added Brandon Marshall to go alongside with the most electrifying, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the game, Odell Beckham Jr. So you put Brandon Marshall on the outside, and you have Odell Beckham. Then you have Sterling Shepard in the slot, who actually was caught off the field with a knee injury. No one, they haven't said what the injury is or to the extent the knee injury or how much time he'll miss. But just with that core group and receiving core, also Evan Ingram from the tight end spot, who they drafted out of Ole Miss, and with Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl winner, who showed he can be clutch in clutch moments, but he's prone to throw the ball to the other team. Led the league in interceptions, I think made 2 or 3 times. Always a high volume interception thrower, but the defense is really good as well. So Janoris Jenkins, Landon Collins, their defensive end, he just named it. Olivier Vernon, and JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul, Eli Apple, the other cornerback. It's going to be high scoring in the NFC East. Can't forget the Eagles. They added Alshon Jeffrey to their receiving core to go along with Matthews. So, man, I think it's going to be high scoring. The Cowboys defense got younger. They lost basically their whole secondary besides Byron Jones. So, they drafted Cheeto Awuzie, also Jordan Lewis, Taco Charlton as from the defensive end. Really didn't see much from him in the Thursday. He really didn't show me much. Rob Marinelli, defensive coordinator, said he wasn't good enough, but it's only one game as a rookie in the first preseason game. So can't wait to see what they have. The NFC East definitely would be tough. I'm assuming, or I hope, the Cowboys. I think they should be the favorite, but I think the Giants and the Cowboys are right there neck and neck. It's going to be good. I mean, the Giants, they had the ability to stop the run last year against when they played Dallas. I think they held Zeke under 100 yards in both games. So it's going to be good, man. I cannot wait to see. But I still think the Houston Texans will not have a better year than the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not being biased. I gave credit what credit's due. Houston does have a better defense, but offensively, I think Dallas is so much better. And consistently, I think they will be able to control the time of possession with running the football to keep that defense off the field so much. So, I don't know. That's just me. What you guys think, man? Don't hesitate to call 832-230-5592, excuse me. But also, I know you have a social media, man. It's almost everyone in this world now has social media. Even my grandmother has social media from Facebook. So go to Facebook, search KYND Radio, like our page. Also, if you want to watch the show in full, if you only got parts of you joined in late, you can watch the show in full. Search KYND Radio. You'll see In the Game. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3. Actually, my co-host is out today, but she will be joining next week. So, man, it's been great having a sports conversation with you guys. Who you guys think? RJ, as a Houston native, who do you expect to have a better season? Dallas Cowboys or the Houston Texans?
Well, I cannot find it in myself to say that the Cowboys will have a better season. but the Texans gonna have a better season. Cause I can't say it, man. I can't say it, bro.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna throw up if I say it.
What is it that people just don't? Why they don't like the Cowboys so bad? No matter where you go,
America's team, yeah.
From New York to wherever you go, they
Who
just
made y'all American team? Y'all said that yourselves. We never said that for y'all.
because check the
America
ratings.
never said that.
Check the ratings. Every week
never said
we're
that,
on primetime TV more than any other team, and more people throughout the country tune in to watch the Cowboys. We're on primetime, the most watched team. That's why we're America's team.
Okay, look, I say I don't even like this team, but I say the New England Patriots more American team than the Cowboys.
I don't know
Forget
that,
the
man.
Cowboys, man.
I don't know, man. Cowboy Nation, man. I think we're gonna have another year. I think
Texans got it.
I don't know. I mean, it would be lovely to see a Texans and Cowboys Super Bowl. That would be really good to see a Texans and Cowboys Super Bowl.
I thought you were gonna say a Texans Cowboys match. I would love to see that.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl. I mean, how good could you get two Texas teams in the Super Bowl? I think both will be in the playoffs, and it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I believe in my team, but I'm not a fool. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they definitely have a shot.
I don't know about the Super Bowl, man. Nah.
Do you think the rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson should get a start, or you want to kind of wait to see what he has in the preseason?
Yup, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Say the word shot. I feel the exact same way, man. He's proven he's a winner in the college from beating the likes of Alabama and has throughout his college career, man. But thank you for listening. For those of you who are listening and called in, don't hesitate to join us anytime. Actually, like our Facebook, man. Search us on Facebook, KYND Radio. If you want to watch the show in full, you can watch it. We have plethora of shows from showing you how to budget your money, from plethora of shows here on KYND Radio. I want to give a huge shout out to our KYND family. Thank you for allowing me to have this time on air. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week from 2 to 3 every Saturday in the game. We're checking out.
The views and opinions expressed on KYND 1520 talk programs are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, management, other hosts, or advertisers. Show topics on this station may include conversations on any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practices. KYND, a Synergy Broadcasting Company.